My face is shining, it's so oily. But anyway, I'm just gonna finish this video.
Flashback.
Good morning. It is 5:36 now. We're in the car. My mom is sending me. I'm on my way to I'm on my way to YOLO Run, which is at F1 Pit building. It's the same place as the Sundown Marathon that I did in the beginning of the year. I don't know if it's gonna be the same route, but I hope so. So like, you know, but then it'll be boring because you're running the same route. This year is the first year that YOLO Run has like 21 kilometers, but I'm not doing that because I'm supposed to go for this run with a friend, but she last minute cancelled on me, so I'm doing it alone. Anyway, last year we did 5 kilometers. Last year was at Kallang. I don't like runs that are early in the morning, like now. So I have to wake up like 4 or 5 a.m, get ready and stuff. I don't like runs like this. I only joined YOLO Run because of my friend. So I like sundown. I like to run when there's no sun. Like even when I run by myself, I usually run after the sun is down. Yeah, because it's very hot and then you sweat more, you feel tired easily. And yeah, what do I want to say? This year's shirt is heavier. It's like cotton. My mom just made me stop the vlog to ask me if I brought my water bottle and my ID and my running beep. Yeah, so as I was saying, what was I saying? Oh yeah, this year's shirt is like not as good as last year's. Like, I'm wearing last year's shirt. I'm not wearing this year's shirt because this year's shirt is heavier and it's not, I don't think it's dry fit. It's like those like cooling material. Maybe it's, I don't think it's dry fit. It's like thicker and it feels like cottony, and it's like those kind of material that before you wash, when you wear, it's itchy. Do you know what material that is?
It's an armor.
Really?
Like Under Armour. I don't know. But it is.
Okay, anyway.
Oh. If it's not dry fit, then it could be like
Lycra. Lycra is not dry fit.
Lycra is stretchable. Or maybe it is like
Doesn't matter anyway, it's really heavy. Like the difference between the weight of this year's shirt and last year's shirt to me is quite a bit. So you know, like after you run and then you sweat and then you collect, like, you know, your sweat gets collected in your attire and stuff, and you get sweaty and then it becomes heavier. So I'm not gonna wear that shirt. Not very good design. But like I prefer last year's shirt. Like it's one of my favorite shirts because it's so light, so thin, and so comfortable. And like when you run and you sweat and everything, it just dries up like faster. And then some people don't like dry fit because like when you sweat and then like it becomes cool, you know, then like if the wind blows you get like freezing cold. Like you'll be freezing cold. Yeah, because of your sweat and the material. But I like dry fit, so some people run with cotton shirts, some people run with no shirt. Yeah, anyway, I haven't tried the like YOLO Run sports bra, but last year I had an issue that it was too small. This year they like, the size is like, they up by one size, so if you buy, you like buy your size or one size smaller. But it looks very small, so I don't know how is that gonna go. Yeah, but the shirt is like slightly big and then the bra is slightly smaller, but both is S size. So my mom's like driving really fast. I wish that I could have the speed of this car when I'm running later, so I can finish like 10 kilometers in like 5 minutes. But I've already been talking for like 6 minutes. I'm gonna stop now or I'm gonna have a hard time editing this. This is like the third time I'm trying to film this and I keep deleting all the footages accidentally or I don't import them. I don't know what is wrong with trying to like get my review and thoughts out for the YOLO Run. Yeah, but basically it's like not happening. It's like the first time I accidentally deleted the footage, then after that just now I just recorded and I didn't like import everything and then they all just disappeared. So that was the like we were supposed to flag off at I don't know if you heard that, but there was a really loud thunder. It's actually raining. So we were supposed to flag off at 6:30, but there was some delay because of Cat 1 stinkers, so there was lightning alert, so we were being held back, and then I think we only started taking off at like 6:40, 6:50, and then the second wave went off at 7, and then I was the third batch to go off and we went off at 7:10, so I only started running at 7:10. And then as you can see, we were moving very slowly to a minimal to no movement at all, and we were just like standing still at the start line. The first few kilometers, like I think up to the 3rd or the 4th kilometer was fine, there was no issues, like there were good vibes. So somewhere we were almost reaching 5 kilometers. This is what was happening near Kallang MRT, and then you know where the bridge is, and then the walkway is only like for 2 people, like 2 full grown adults to walk side by side, that kind of space. And then to go over the barrier and like cross over, started running on the road, and the people at the back followed. So I don't think you're supposed to be running like on the bus lane, which is I don't think it's allowed unless the road is being like closed for the event, but it wasn't. There weren't any like marshals or race officials there to like stop you or show you the way, people telling us where to go, which way to run, or maybe that was the route that was meant for us to take. I have no idea. But there were people at the like hydration point there, but there wasn't people like before that, like coming up to the hydration point, who have had people there to tell you where to go or close the road, because there wasn't any signs. Like usually if the road is closed, they will have signs. This is what was happening next. So there were like staircase. I think throughout the entire race, like I went up like 5, 6, 7 flights of stairs, which is like, come on guys, let's be real, we're not doing vertical marathon. There was just this like one part, like I think it was like in the park, where people were just like queuing, standing still. I was standing there for like a good 15 minutes listening to 3 full songs, not moving at all, and it was as if like people were queuing for some like Nike Adidas shoe sale or something, but that wasn't the case. People were just standing around, I do not know why. And then like you could see how ridiculous it was. Like it's ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
Like people were just queuing up to get on the stairs so that they can just get out, because like we couldn't go to the right side because people were coming in from the 5k, because they started later than the 10ks, and then the 21 and the 10 were trying to get back. So there was like that huge pile of people just like trying to get out and trying to go back to F1 pit to finish the race, and we were all just stuck there. So I remember there was this like one point where we were going up this like bend, like a turn on the road, and there wasn't like a pavement, or there was, but like it's this thing that is so high. It's like I think about waist or chest level. You have to climb it, and then you can see like at the end, you know, at the finish line, like it was just a queue, very long queue. I don't know what was happening there. It was like 10 meters before the finish banner, like there was a freaking long queue, and it wasn't even moving. It was barely moving. Like I think just to pass the area, it took like 20 minutes more or less, and it's just ridiculous lah. Come on guys, what's happening, man? I feel like they just have so much space at F1 pit building that is not being used. Like they had this huge space on the floor for people to just sit around, but they didn't have space for the finishers. What? Come on. And then to collect the bag, it took so long to collect the bag. There were bags on the floor. There were like in the shelter, the bags were being placed on the floor because there were no more space on the shelves. And then there were bags that was being placed out of the tentage area on the floor. I don't think there was a canvas. Quite a number of people got upset that their bags were being placed on the floor. It was even like, it came out in the news. Like, I don't have very good photos because I was quite a distance from it. Like, I tried to zoom in. That's the best that I got. It's just ridiculous.
This is ridiculous.
People were arguing and accusing each other of cutting queue. There was no like fix. Like, you couldn't tell where was the start or where was the end of the queue. Okay, obviously you can tell where was the end, sorry. Like, you could tell the end was like where the table is, but you couldn't tell where's the start of the queue. Like, I want to go get my bag. Where do I stand? Like, you know, how am I supposed to join? So there was this big YOLO ball, and I just went there because everybody was like facing the direction of the bag deposit. But at the back, there were people who were facing this way, like facing the stage, facing the finishing line. So I don't know what they were queuing for, and there wasn't like a connection where they were going straight and then going this way. Like, there was no line. Like, I went all the way to the back, and then like everybody was just going straight. And I heard like some people were saying that they were queuing up for like something else, and they were not going to get their bags, and they were going to get their bags after. I was following this uncle who was joining the queue, and he just joined like this. There was this empty space near the YOLO ball, and we could see the last person in the line. So the uncle went to stand behind the guy, and I stood behind the uncle. And behind me, when I turned around, there was nobody. It was empty, and the ball was on my right. So I was like standing there for I think like a good 5-10 minutes, and then there was this group of people. Like, it was just another long line that just merged with my line, like with our line, and then like it just became one very long line, and people were saying that, oh, we were cutting queue and we were not there, and they've been queuing there for the past an hour or so. We do not know how this happened. And then the security started coming around saying that, oh, we should know who's in front of us and who's behind us, and remember the people around us, so that we will not have issues with people cutting queue. I think what could have been done better was they should have like barricaded the area and like fix markings or those barriers, you know, the gate kind. And then like they had that like in the start, so you could only fit like maybe 10 people, but they should like extend it out longer so there is a clear cut line where the queue is supposed to be. And once you're in the queue, you can't get out or you can't get in from the outside, so people can't cut queue, you know. So like we won't have this problem, because Singaporeans always have this problem about cutting queue. And then the other thing is also, like, you know, in school your teacher always tell you to like queue up and stand in twos, but people will always want to stand with their best friend and stand in 3s or 4s or 5s. Even I am guilty of that. So people who are standing in groups, right, you don't know like which person you're supposed to stand behind to go in the queue. Can you imagine like 5 people standing in one row? So where's the queue? Like, do you stand behind the person A, B, C, D or E? Like, who am I supposed to stand behind? And then people will get confused and they will create like 5 lines when these 5 people are only queuing for one line, and then other people from the back will queue behind one person each, and then the people at the back will queue from one people each. It's like, you get what I mean? Like, it just doesn't work that way.
This is ridiculous.
Quite frustrating lah. It's like, I'm not like gonna say I'm not gonna join YOLO Run. Like, personally, I'm not gonna go for next year's because I had a very bad experience this year. I felt like it was a waste of money and time. I didn't gain anything from it. Like, I wanted to do 10k, but according to my tracker, it was only 7 point something. I could do 7 point something around my house area. I do not need to pay $55 to do a 7 point something run, you know. And I just felt really tired and disappointed and unhappy. I'm not gonna be like anti YOLO Run now and tell you don't join. Like if you wanna join, go ahead. I think that the race pack is worth the money. Like just join. I'm not gonna stop you and tell you don't waste your money, don't go. I think it's a good experience, be it good or bad, because there's always something to learn and take away from it. I did it last year and this year, and this year was a huge disappointment. I'm not like trying to offend anybody. I don't mean to offend anyone. It's just my personal opinion about how I feel and my experience of what I went through. I enjoyed it while it lasted for me. Yup. Other than that, that's all I have to say. So I'll see you guys soon. Bye. Then I also should add the highlight of my run. Like the highlight of the entire event was in the morning. Like when I came to deposit my bag, right? Like why is my hair such a... Okay, so when I came to deposit my bag, right? I dropped my pins. Like I was in the queue to put my bag down, and then I took out my race bib, and apparently my pins dropped. So I tried to look on the floor with my torchlight from my phone, but I couldn't find it. I only found one pin, so I was missing 3. And I felt that the organisers should have had extra pins. It's my fault because I dropped the pins, but I'm about to come to the highlight of the race, okay? Like on top of all the like waiting and delays and cock-ups and the massive human traffic jam, right? I went around to ask for extra pins. So when I reached the bag deposit counter, right, when I like passed my bag to the lady and then she like passed me the tag, I asked her whether she knows where I could get extra pins, and she said, oh, I don't know, you have to ask around. So I went to ask the security, and then he said information counter, and he pointed me to the information counter. Went and queued at the information counter for another 5-10 minutes. Reached the table, asked the lady whether she had extra pins. She said I had to go over to the what is it called, like the reception or registration, like registration counter, which is where you register to get your race pack, like for those people who didn't collect at Suntec and they want to collect like on the day of the race itself. So they had to go to the registration counter. So I went to the registration counter, and then I asked the lady there. She was standing in front of this like A4 size basket of bibs, like from people who haven't collected their race pack and bibs yet. So I asked her whether she had extra pins, and she said no because they're all individually packed. And I asked her if there was any way that she could spare me like at least another pin, because how am I supposed to just work with one pin? Apparently she said no, and I think it would have been fine if she just said no, but she went like, don't have, you try find on the floor lah. And I felt that was just like, oh, I really don't know what to say. It's just like premium service, guys.